Before we go for the day, let's talk some more about love and twin flame or flames and the 5D mystic. So, true spirituality. Well, let's just put it this way. Some of us know a lot of those who are not in the Enlightenment soul age group. I'll put it that way. And so, if you are an individual who looks forward to expanding to that infinite higher human conscious potential experience, you can come on over. I translate enlightenment the human way. So it is your embodiment of the humanity of you, which is why when you're overflowing with it, divinity descends. And as a 5D mystic, what I can tell you is that sciences and spirituality come together, but not in the adaptive child way. So when you hear me using the word adaptive child, I'm attachment trauma informed. And I learned all about it from Terry Real and Daniel Siegel, Bessel van der Kolk, all the great trauma therapists, all the great, they're not just therapists. There's a lot of titles, and I won't remember all of the regurgitation of the material, but what I can share with you is an adaptive child, the human being who I will call a Pinocchio with a wooden body, not to offend anyone. No, they're just using mostly their left mode, and they have not complete ownership of all of their child parts. And those child parts, we all have them, except for some of us, we don't have them with trauma charges because we're okay with the emotions that come up from our body. That's what happens when you have a child-centric environment. I have a boo-boo. My mother let me whine about it. I'm not even kidding right now, okay? I had a boo-boo. She let me get angry. Whatever it was, I got to go the whole 9 miles. The only emotion that I got a little bit of pushback was fear, and there's a good reason for it. And don't worry. It's all forgiven. I got to deal with that pure fear. It was not an obstacle. No, no. And twin flame doesn't awaken you. Please, this thing needs to stop. I'll give you clarity right now. For the 5D collective, anybody who's going to be not here is going to, continue to do what they're doing already, which is great and dandy. They got plenty of great people out there with mantles on. They're all Elsa Journey mantles. So their 3-year-old doesn't see the light of day. I'm just letting you know. We do personal development, self-help here. It means you do want to do emotions. Now, if you don't, there's a Zen master. He tells you all about laundry, and you'll notice that those who are flat-lined, it's what Pinocchio's of wooden body with mantles in the spiritual. I'm just saying, just go. You know what? Here's the deal. Go to Sadhguru and look at how exuberant he is, and then come back over here, okay? So no person who's a true spirituality is going to be a flat line. Now, we do have those who connect to infinite from pain and loss. And so I get it. They don't move out of that pain and loss, which is why we have a Zen master who talks to you about laundry. And that's because his emotions are laundry to him. And somebody who has human suffering will say, no, no, Maria, this is laundry. And then they use those sentences that Pinocchios with wooden bodies do. Humans are fucked up, so I'm not going to do journaling or mindfulness or meditation. I'm not going to do what helps me to integrate my brain more. I don't want to do it. So it's like, okay, you don't have to do emotions. Yes, but don't tell me that emotions and thoughts are hard. Not at least here at IHP. Because it's not hard to think or to feel. I don't know what's the deal with being a real boy, real girl, real day. So I give you the opportunity to come on over again. You heard about Akashic Intelligence and Akash. That's why I'm humored. I'm humored today. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to keep it short. Twin flame, yeah, it's amazing. It ain't excruciating. You don't do this shit if you're a 5D mystic. Crash and burn like a son of a gun. Crash and burn like you've never done before. So, yes, is it a very deep connection? Yes, it is. Yes, you know what's going on as a feminine, because a feminine has a relationship. Again, this is the part that has always gotten me about the 4D collective, is they speak out of their mouth. Today I'm attachment trauma informed. You know what an adaptive child does? Does anybody know attachment trauma information? Maybe you don't. Let me explain. Terry Real, come on in. And all of you lovely therapists that have taught me about adaptive child. So I'm a functional adult, and I already was a functional adult with Jacob, the personality, from a rabbi who taught me about the personality. It means being objective. Again, I have emotions, thoughts. I'm not a 14-month-old. So whether I like you or I don't, I learned from my mother how to be a respectful person and to share as a 3-year-old the floor. She taught me all about my tone too, because my tone can get pretty nasty and angry, and that's the very person who got to keep on working with me, and she still works with me, and I still work with my tone. So we can all thank my mother for putting up with me and for me for putting up with her, my twin, okay, and my younger sister. But the younger sister, she got spoiled, and that's okay too, even though she teases me every now and then. So, my tone and my mannerisms. I have a plaque, it's called Bossy. There's a reason for me not flinching when I say, yeah. Now, I have been corrected before because when people say that I'm picky, I say, no, I'm not. And smart people say, no, no, wait a minute. Let's let you know in a sweet way, Maria, you're selective. In the outside world, that means picky. Well, I don't like the word. Well, it doesn't matter. Fine. Okay. Okay. So when you know who you are and you know what you want, and you're a 3-year-old who knows how to share the floor, and you get out a 1-year-old that doesn't need a thumbs up from the very primary caregiver who raised you, because, I have a twin, so I got to share her. So I know all about solo polyamory lifestyle since I was a little kid. And I was Grumpy Bear. I'm just letting you all know. So, yeah, I started with the with the flat line, and then I learned how to be able to be this right here. And still I can have a Grumpy Bear face because I'll be looking at you. What are you talking about? No, I actually learned how to work with that. I chose a word when I got to become a teenager because I saw a lot of unkind, unreliable human beings, which is why twin flames, soulmates, bring it on. Who do you want me to figure out next? I don't try to do it, but I can. You're a pattern of yourself, so am I. You know where we wear our heart? Thank you, Stephen Porges. It's not on your sleeve, but I did choose. I said, I'm going to stay open-hearted. It's on our face right here. Okay, so you don't crash and burn. You don't feel like hell. No, you have emotions. They're two different things. For a person who loves emotions because it means I'm alive, you can better bet. Twin flame 1, 2, 3. I remember 1. I'm like, wow, I'm mastering my emotional body. And then I got to also experience, wow, I'm getting to do some more emotional stuff as the earth ascends. So the feminine has no questions. We don't need a guru to guide us. But when I did meet Sadhguru, I said, okay, I know where we're at because I had a timeline. I still have a timeline. Unlike 4D, though, 5D, oh, we have so much fun. So, yes, the ones who need the coaches, I know why they need a coach. And that's because they need somebody to prove to them something. So, adaptive children, they make it all about their self, that self-bridled expression. They also use dominantly the left mode. See, the minute that you're giving me a list of items, I'm more of like the Pirates of the Caribbean, where they say it's only guidelines, and as a teenager, that was different because as a teenager, like anybody else, I had an adolescent brain. So from 12 to 24, we all have that brain. Some of us organically are integrated because oh, look, I got emotions. Oh, look, I got thoughts. Oh, I'm Jacob. I'm looking at it with neutrality and duality because my thoughts and emotions are not irrefutable facts. So if I don't like you, doesn't mean that you're not likable. It just means Maria doesn't like you. Since the world doesn't revolve around me, it doesn't mean anything, so I don't have to tell you. In fact, I can just not say anything. And because I learned how to be polite and share the floor, okay? So I'm just trying to make some points here. So love life, it's always on a high. You don't get discarded. You don't need to keep a man with a leash and let me keep you, dog. Pat, pat. I mean, that's what it sounds like whenever I'm hearing anyone talk about whether it's a twin flame, soulmates, all the shit they've made up about twin flames. So I have to say, when you see a man who's trying to prove something that is not provable, you know that you got an adaptive child because they're saying here, I know the right way, and that's the left mode's thing. The left mode of your brain doesn't like to have A and B which contradict each other, meaning, science is spirituality. One of them must prevail, if you will. And when you're organizing it in a way that you want to have a bibliography, I'm an academic. I chose not to go down that path. I want to help people be their whole 3-year-old heart, not the regurgitation of some ancient times. Oh, that's the other thing. 5D, yeah, we're like a blank slate. It's like, okay, really, we know what we know already from the past. We're having fun with the future because, see, our imagination doesn't depend on the past. Nobody's on a pedestal. Nobody's beneath us. You have some information. I have some information. And that's why I'm the woo-woo pseudoscience lady. But I definitely don't do bullshit or crap for the ones who want to be expanding consciousness and to do it the human way. It's called integration of the brain. And that's when you can be present. So I'm having fun right now. I'm curious about you. I'm open. I'm accepting. I'm loving. Whatever you throw at me, I'm like, wow, bring it on. What's up? Oh, your nervous system seems it's a bit upset. Are you the Pinocchio with the wooden body or are you the donkey? And inside of me, I'm not doing anything except for flinching a little bit if you're too sad. That's where I differentiate, Maria. Daniel taught you how. And so, yeah, there's not negative or positive energies. We don't believe in evil. It doesn't exist in the way of the philosophical religious text. Again, a 5D mystic here. I'm part of Akash. I can tell you all about the energies. So, yeah, when I see somebody talking about, well, the ego death, AKA dark night of the soul in spirituality lingo, and it's a known phenomena. So, we already know that our ancients, and then you see the list of all the ancients, right? Because that's proof again. I know how to do a bibliography. I just think it's hilarious because there's a difference between qualitative and quantitative data. I got crap for wanting to do qualitative. So now I know, So if I really want to do the sciences thing, then I'm going to need to be in a research lab like Stephen Porges is. I'm not going to do that, especially not with true spirituality. So for one, you're always spirituality, as Sadhguru will have shared. Two, some twin flame, yeah, they're awakened by other twin flames, and some it's more of we know what we know. So come on over. If you do need support for twin flames, there's a different way that I would handle supporting you. But if you want a good coach that has their way, I have them all. I have them handy. They're a good one. Not the ones who tell you don't end up with your twin flame, or the ones who are soulmates and they're not actually twin flames. And really though, if you're looking for love and you just want to give a person a category and not use their name, I'm going to say, are you trying to be, show yourself? I'm dying to meet you. Because that's what teenagers in my high school did. The ones of us are like, we're all different. Not like that. Like we're all authentic. We have emotions, thoughts. It's life. Does anybody not know how to be a decent human anymore? And really, no, it's that some people, they don't know that they're not doing their 3-year-old, and then they got people telling them, here, let me help you keep a man. Here, let me inform you why a man won't text you the day after. Oh, so we'll be back with more. In the meantime, come on over if you like to be an empowered woman, man, or they. If you are interested in true spirituality, awakening journeys from a human perspective with spirituality and in a very, very beautiful way. It's creatorship, though. We begin and have new stories. We don't use the ancient stories. The ancient stories are good. We're not left mode brainers who need to prove. That's what I'm trying to say, because, yeah, it's in the invisible plane. So we just say, look, we got a bunch of crayons. So let's draw a painting together, shall we? And we get to actually create what is coherence within your story. Because the reality is owning yourself, your thoughts, your emotions is part of your spirituality awakening. So, serious note, your 1-year-old. Your 0-1-year-old attached panicky, your 3 to 7 shame submissive, your freeze of all ages, your flight 11, 12, and your fight 14, 15, 16. Get a handle on your charge states, the bare minimum. Then you expand to your higher self once you're the grown up in your prefrontal cortex. In fact, on that note, the prefrontal cortex is what you can access as you work through your trauma seriously. And that's with personal development and self-help, but also it can be with good therapists accompanying it, because as Bessel van der Kolk informs us, fundamentally, every part of the brain is affected by trauma. The right brain lights up more. The left brain is shut down more. The back of the brain is more hyperactive. The front of the brain becomes less active. The front is the prefrontal cortex, which allows you to make decisions and to know how to respond versus react. The back is for your safety behaviors, which is what people lead with when they're not resolving their trauma, and they perpetuate culture and transgenerational trauma. The left brain is the part that does the whole analysis, right and wrong, and wants everything to be, organized. The right is which picks up everything here that comes up from your body. But if your insula is underactive because of trauma, there's going to be stuff that you do to suppress because there's a lot going on. And then that's it. That's all the parts of the brain. So tune in for more and have a great day.